Okay, look, so let's do this. Bro, where are you originally from?
I was born in Flint, Michigan on February 28, 1998 in Hurley Medical Center.
Flint, Michigan. What's your earliest memory of your childhood?
I'm gonna say, dang, I guess it all go back to my mama really, and I guess looking for my father because I'm gonna say my mama first boyfriend before my stepdaddy was my real daddy who I call pops who raised me since I was 2. You know what I'm saying? I remember her arguing with this nigga, but they was breaking up and he was moving out the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, I've been on my daddy Pastor Kevin Brown, man. So ever since then, that's
Okay.
really my first memory.
Okay, so your biological father, you don't.
My biological father, I can count on my hands how many times I met him.
Is he still alive?
To the best of my knowledge, yeah. But I mean, I ain't talked to him. I ain't looking for him.
There ain't no desire that you have at all.
To meet my new little brother and little sister. I talked to him since I've been in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I tried. I don't know if he tried necessarily. I tried though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't been. He done had conflict and stuff. When I was born, he told my mama I was not his, and my big brother told me this. My big brother's 3 years older than me, so
Okay.
he definitely was aware to tell me this was going on. And my mama confirmed it when I was born. You know what I'm saying? He told my mama that I wasn't his. You know what I'm saying? They went to the blood test, and that's how they found out that that was my father.
Gotcha.
But I would like to find him again so that I can find my sisters, but I want to meet my new little sister and little brother because my little sister named Kaylin. My name's Jaylen.
Yeah.
My real daddy's oldest son is named Kendall, so I know he named her after me and my oldest brother.
Right.
So like I got to go, you know what I'm saying? That's responsibility regardless. Like I told my little brother and sister I came home for them. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. All right. So do you remember what elementary school you went to in Flint?
I remember every school I ever went to.
What's the first school?
Daily Elementary School in Beecher.
Okay. Describe life at this time.
Walking to school in the snow. Very simple life.
Mm-hmm.
Very smooth, round family, around all the time. Granny house right here, uncle house down the street, auntie house around the corner. My elementary school sits across the street from my middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like elementary school, middle school, high school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And so in school, was there ever a time, you know how like people are like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? Did you ever have something in mind as to what you wanted to be?
My real daddy, who you were speaking of,
mm-hmm.
I can remember when the first time I seen me, he asked me what I want to be when I grow up, and I told him I want to be a police officer.
Okay.
And he said, why? I said, because they got a gun. And he asked me will I ever arrest them, and I thought about it. I said, nah.
Okay. You ever play any sports at this age?
I've never played organized sports, but I loved it basketball, and I felt like my daddy used to get mad at me for not playing basketball. One time, I was at my uncle's house and I was shooting, and I dropped it off, and I just stood there. He was like, "Man, you so lazy, you don't even want to get your own change." But I do feel like I'm talented at basketball, regardless of what anybody think.
Right.
Regardless of my size, I've always been athletic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. How long do you guys stay? No, so in this area, is this a good area, or is it gang infested? Is it poverty stricken? What type of neighborhood are you?
Definitely poverty stricken, just Flint in general. Now Beecher, technically, just like, all right, you got the city of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Gwinnett County, so we call that North Atlanta. Or you know that's the outskirts.
Right.
Niggas from the city gonna be like, oh, you country, you ain't from the city. Okay. The city of Flint, which I was born in. I just told you I was born in the city of Flint, Hurt Hospital. I lived on the street in Flint, like my uncle just told me where I'm from yesterday, but I jumped out the porch in Beach. You know what I'm saying? But before that, I lived there when I was like very young too. I went to my first elementary school there, so that should tell you. It's Beecher Township, you know what I'm saying? So it's an outskirt, but like to me, I never knew that until I knew it was smoke, like niggas was beefing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, that was always the same place. Like you just drive. Originally where my uncle just told me where I'm from, it's a road called Fleming Road. It definitely run all the way to Beecher. So like they be saying all that district lines and stuff. Like right now, I'm mad right now because where I stay at in Gwinnett, where I originally was staying at before I got locked up, Duluth, when I looked the mall up, it says it's in Lawrenceville now. It's saying that it's in a whole nother city, but I know how that go because even when I was on the street, I used to have friends like we stopped going to school together because
Yeah,
they
they
changed the districts, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
but yeah, though, like, so yeah, most definitely. I don't know if you know about like Flint. It's Southeast Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know about Flint now because of the water crisis. But like, I've been drinking that water. Like, we're fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's known for this. Is weird. I just found out that General Motors started there. I didn't know that, but I did know that we was Vehicle City. So I thought General Motors started in Detroit and we just was a hub for them to create. We had factories and stuff, but no, General Motors started in my city. That's great.
True.
So, boom, definitely poverty stricken. That's probably even more than the violence. Now the violence is probably the biggest problem because me and my daddy talked about it the other day. I said people just don't understand why we are the way that we are because we come from a place of hopelessness because you go out there and there's no motivation for murder. Somebody will kill you for absolutely no reason. I just talked to my female friend. She's my best friend since we was young. And she was like, she don't even like going outside because like she's nice and she's cool and like she's not like this, like, and she might speak to somebody. People act like they want to rob her and do something to her just for being a nice person, just for speaking, just for being cool. Which that's just and I know that's true because when I first moved to Georgia, me and my whole family, even my mama was like, you know what I'm saying? She's not a bad person. She's beautiful, great, personable, but like all that looking at people and waving and hi. In Georgia, somebody will just look at you and watch you and just to see what you got going. Like, but it's just Southern hospitality. Up there, you don't do that. You watch what you're doing. If you looking at somebody, you own some bull, like you trying to do something to them or you know them, like we was meeting up or something, like you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So just Southern hospitality don't exist in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business. Put your head down, like focus, go do what you go do, you know what I'm saying? You only go in places with your people and stuff. So yeah, but up there, like a person, like I said, no motivation for murder. Somebody would kill you for no reason at all.
How old were you when y'all got to Georgia?
Okay. First time I moved to Georgia, I was 6 years old.
All right.
We came down here and stayed for like 3 months.
You know what part?
I lived in Highland Park Apartments in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I was 6.
You know why y'all came to Georgia?
Because my daddy did music and he always wanted to come to Atlanta, and like I'm telling you about Flint, so that you see why somebody want to move out of here.
Gotcha.
Now, we went back. My second time moving to Georgia, I was 8 years old. We came down here, we stayed for like a year and a half, and we went back. This last time I moved to Georgia was 2010. My house burnt down. All right, it was Christmas. That Christmas. So December 25th, 2009. It's the only Christmas my whole family was together. That's me, my daddy, my big brother, my little sister, and my little brother before the other two were born. All right, we got everything we wanted. We got a Wii. The Wii just came out. I found out later my dad just got the income tax back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they got the income tax that early, but they got the income tax back. From what I can tell, what I know, my daddy left my mama with 10 racks on top of her getting her own income tax.
Yeah.
And he had enough money left over still to go move to Atlanta to go pursue his music career.
Right.
Because they were separating at the time. They wasn't going to be together no more. But still, though, he left us straight.
Yeah.
He left us stupid straight. We got everything. I had everything I could ask for Christmas, everything I could want. We lived in a 3-bedroom house with a full basement. I had my own room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In 2009, I'm 11 years old. I got my own room to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably wasn't no big, great house, but you know what I'm saying? Still, it was a house. You know
what school are you going to at the time?
I was going to Linden Charter Academy. And that's because when I first had, like I told you, 2008, well, you know what I'm saying? We came down here, we stayed for a year and a half. I went back. They asked me what school I want to go to. We was living in Beecher. So, of course, I told you, I feel like I'm from Beecher. So I was like, you know, I want to go to Daly. My first school I ever went to. I went there, and this is how I know I'm so psyched out where I was back then, bro. I had a best friend, and we was all, back then we was talking about we was Bloods and Crips. And I came to school one day, and I seen my best friend sitting with a dude I knew he used to be saying he was Crip. And Beecher is a blood hood, so he was talking about he was Crip. Like, the little dude had to have been serious about his business, you know what I'm saying? But he had the same last name as me. So we had to stand in line together because he got me alphabetical order. But when I seen him still with my best friend, I put him on my best friend. He's my best friend. I kick it with every day. I know his first, last name. I know his mama, his sister and stuff. I didn't even acknowledge him. I pushed right on. I said, boy, what you is? He said, nigga, I'm Crip. I stopped messing with him. And that same day I fought the dude, Lawrence Lee. That's his name.
You was 11 then.
I was 11. No, I really was 10 then. I was 10. I just got back. I was 10 then. I was in the 3rd grade, 4th grade, 4th grade. So I was like, what you is? That's why I put him on his head. He was on Crip now. know what I'm saying? Lawrence had changed him that quick. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? At the end of that day, I ended up fighting with Lawrence. But when I came back to school, when I came back to school the next day, now when I got to fight with Lawrence, I told you the middle school and the high school across the street. So my uncle Biggie, he was getting out of school when we was getting out of school and I got into the fight. So he came over there and broke it up. Lawrence, this was my second fight. I fought somebody right before that, but that was my first fight. And Lawrence was my second fight, but Lawrence gave it up ill. So that was my real first fight. The other dude, I just punched him in the eye. You feel me? So guess what? When I told Lawrence, I'm like, yeah. After I fought the first dude, I'm like, yeah, and you too. So much you crip, come on, you can go ahead and get it now too.
Yeah.
I'm 10 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling no fantasy story, you know what I'm saying? And you can call my uncle and my daddy and vouch, they can vouch, you know what I'm saying? So boom, you know what I'm saying? So Lawrence like, and that's how I know, this how I know dude was so serious and he was on his stuff. I told him like, come on, you talking about what we doing now? He ain't do no talking, nothing. He instantly took his backpack off, took his jacket off, went down knee and foot and went to tying his shoe up. I told this nigga serious.
How old was he?
He's same age as me, he went same grade. So boom, he went militant, you know what I'm saying? So I was like,
all right, so I got one more. I got another question. Bro, how old was you when you first understood what a gang was or what a blood was? Because what you're telling me is that if I or somebody is in the business of trying to reach kids before gangs reach kids, you can't even talk to no high schoolers. You might as well leave the middle schoolers alone. You might as well go straight to elementary. But from what you telling me, shit, it's pre-K at this moment.
And guess what? Kendrick Lamar is the only rapper who has finally said, all us, our mental problems, disabilities, whatever it comes from childhood trauma. Everything happened to somebody when they was a child. Even if your parents just didn't hug you and kiss you. Like something happened to you as a child that make you the way you is as an adult. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's definitely where it need to start.
Do you remember the first time your first memory of anybody mentioning gang or you being aware of gangs? Or
it was never talked about, never mentioned. It's just like something that was always known.
Born into.
It just was known. Like, this our side, and that's your side.
Simple as that.
Like, I talked to my uncle when I was in prison, because when I was telling him I stopped being in the gang, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling him, he kept asking me, why are you behind the door? You know what I'm saying? Because while I was on lockdown, niggas put me in the box. Because when I was up for a violation, and I booked. I told him, no, I'm not going in there.
Can you speak on what the violation was?
The reason why I was getting violated, I'm not gonna say why. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't nothing that I felt like I should volunteer to go in a room and let 4 people jump on me for this amount of seconds.
How deep in your bid were you when this took place?
This was 2000 and I was at Telfair then, so this 2019.
2019, Telfair was biting.
I was on D Block. That's where they first put me and told me I couldn't go up the walk, told me I couldn't go past D Building. I got disciplinary transfer to Telfair. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not glorifying saying, I'm just telling you the situation of what I was going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm going in here with these people I'm feeling like just like me and who my brothers. And they steady trying to put their hands on me.
We got to say that story for your page. We're going to get into it, but we got to, that way. And if we doing this the right way, at this page up, if you look in the link, you can go to bro page and you can get that exclusive. See, I'm just giving you that sizzle right here, but he going to give you that uncut, that unfiltered. He going to get it to you. So, when you get to Georgia for the last time, how old are you?
All right, so let me finish telling you
my
story. So Christmas, we had everything we want. My daddy, he on his way. He literally en route, driving. It ain't but a 12-hour drive. We do that easily. You know what I'm saying? He's driving to Atlanta. Now, he didn't been going back and forth to Atlanta my whole life. Yeah. Chasing his music career. To New York as well. You know what I'm saying? His brothers, he got him. It was him and 3 of his brothers. They had a rap group called The Blood.
That shit everywhere. So you grew up in a house with a blood that was. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, but guess what though? He never like
pushed it on you.
Yeah, he never was like, oh, I'm blood. This is what you're going to be or nothing. Like never taught me about it or nothing like that. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that he was, and that's what he was doing. Like even, and I feel like even before I met him, like my mind was set. Like that's what I'm doing. That's what I am. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I met him when I was 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. What was your question again? I'm sorry.
The question is, how old were you when you got to Georgia?
Okay, yeah.
The last time.
So boom, he on the way to Georgia en route, you know what I'm saying, to go chase his music career. This is like, okay, I can tell you the specific date. It was January 31st.
Mm-hmm.
My mama lit a candle in her room. Now my little brother, he's autistic. He didn't grew out of it now. He didn't even to the point where he told them folks to cut off his Social Security. He don't want that associated with his name. But he was autistic, you know what I'm saying? And it's 2010, so I was 12. Well, I wasn't 12 yet. My birthday was February 28th. As soon as I moved down here, I turned 12.
Okay.
Okay, so he's 4 years younger than me. No, wait. My little sister was born in 2003, so he's 6 years younger than me.
All right.
So I was 11, he was 5. Me, my mama, and my big brother and little sister, we in the living room ordering pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We looking at the pizza menu download. You know, back then you had to actually call and order.
Yeah.
No app. So my mama finna call, order the pizza. This is like, right? Christmas was just a few days ago, you know what I'm saying? My dad just left really this morning. Like, he just got in the car and left. And skint down. I want to say he gave me like $500. Like, he skint down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, boom, to all of us. And my mama, in her room, she got 10 rack in the purse.
Mm-hmm.
Overly loaded. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. We just having a great time. We're playing the Wii. We're listening to music. You know what I'm saying? We're probably eating something already. Still gonna order some pizza. My little brother, but he's autistic, so he draw, he do art, so he's just back in the room. Him and my little sister shared a room at the time, across from my room, and my mama's room was in between ours. And we just see smoke start coming out through the ceiling. Me and my little sister seen it first.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly, me and my little sister run straight out the house. You know what I'm saying? My mama, she stayed, and my oldest brother stayed. And my mama, first thing she said, Duty. Where's Duty? Get Duty.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking my big brother to go back there and get him, but like, it's a fire. Like, we never experienced nothing like this. And like, a real fire, like, it's black smoke. Ain't no cigarette smoke. It's just straight dark black and dark gray, just coming out the back of our house, out the hallway. And so my mama go to yelling down the hallway, like, you can't go back there, it's so hot, you can't run back there. It's so much smoke, you gonna choke even trying to run back there.
Yeah. So
she just called him, Kevin. Because he's my daddy junior, she called him, but his nickname Duty. So, but she was like, where Duty at? She's like, Kevin, call him. He's autistic though, so we don't know what he's got going on. We don't know if he's asleep. We don't know if he's not comprehending. We don't know if he's, you know what I'm saying? And later he ended up telling us verbatim what he did. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and seen the candle, and he threw it in my mama's closet. Like, he lit her clothes on fire on accident. Dang. He wasn't trying to set the house on fire. And her purse is on her bed with the $10,000 in it.
No.
With the $10,000 in it. We got it though, it's good. Some of the money got burnt and she was able to take it to the bank and the bank replaced it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't lose no money. But we lost our whole house. Right now.
And this was right after Christmas.
Right now, I can go back. That's the street I jumped off the porch, and that's why I say that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's why I smoked my first cigarette. That's where I first got my first piece of pussy, just being blatant. You know what I'm saying? I was 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's where I'm from. Rosenfield Drive and Kennedy Estates and Beecher, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? By the Johnny store. Yeah, like my people there right now I can call.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So but I right now I don't have like all my mama pictures of us when we was children, like nothing salvaged, like, and I can show you. I want to show you this. Cause like just to show you it's so real. My little sister just sent me this yesterday. Go to my text messages. All right, where's she at?
So while you do that, then so how long after the fire can I put it on camera?
Yeah, you can see the burns on the picture. That's all we could salvage from it. And that's a picture we took in Georgia before we had just went and moved back to Michigan.
Hold on, well, who you is on this picture?
That's me, that's my eldest brother, that's my little sister, that's my baby brother. That's my mama,
that's bro who Brown. I talked to the other
That's
day.
Kevin Brown.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
So like, that's what just had me like, right now, the house is not just, it's a house here, which my best friend used to live in. You know what I'm saying? It's grass, it's flat. I can't go back to my house I'm from.
How long is it between the fire and you guys getting to Georgia?
We came to Georgia. I can't say the specific date, but I was here on my 12th birthday.
Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, I mean, we stayed at the hotel for a few days.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? We called him. Well, my mama called him instantly. This is how it really is. When our house on fire, burning down, somebody called my uncle and told him that our house burning down. Like a few minutes later, he come running around the corner.
Yeah.
My Uncle Mike, he come running around the corner. That's how close we all lived together. And he really was not that close. Man was running fast.
Yeah.
I'm saying? He came instantly to our rescue, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but I can't go back to the house. We stayed at the hotel for a few days. I think my auntie and my grandma came, got us and stuff. They would never even let me go back to the house. I still ain't never been back to my street and looked at it. I've been on Google Maps and looked to see there ain't no house there no more. I've never been back to go at least rub my hand on that stuff, man. Like, it just means so much to me. But yeah, so I got down here on my 12th birthday, and this is the last time I talked to my real biological father until I was in prison.
You was in China, yeah.
I was in prison, literally.
Yeah.
On my 12th birthday, he called me on my Virgin Mobile and said happy birthday. And that's the last time I talked to him.
All right. So when y'all come down here, though, we
went and stayed at the extended stay across the street from Phoenix University. And my little sister, and then I can show you another picture. I just know that's why I go show too many more pictures. This is me. This is where we went. That's after.
That's when y'all at the extended stay.
At the extended stay.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And then from there, we went and moved into Palisades Apartments on Satellite Boulevard.
Hold on, so you would be the person that's to the left.
Yes, sir. That's me.
You was fat, bro.
I always been fat. I don't know why everybody act like they don't know that. I always been fat, but we stayed there probably, I don't know how long, but not too long. And then we went and moved into Palisades Apartment on Satellite Boulevard, which is where I met my co-defendant. And I didn't meet him then at that time. I didn't meet him until high school, but that just show you. That's why I love when that kind of stuff. Like, I'm from there. Like, nobody can ever take it away from me. They're my stomping grounds.
All right. So when y'all first get there, you staying at a hotel?
I done lived in hotels all through my being in Georgia since that time.
Okay.
Like when they kicked me out of school, I first started traveling at with the Sun Suites. Like I claimed down really from there too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I really, really, really got in the streets.
What is life like living in a hotel as a child?
You dealing with a lot of grown-ups and you shouldn't be. You left a lot of idle time that you shouldn't be. Your life is boxed in and compartmentalized.
Bro, like a mug, bro. I only say again, this ain't my interview, but bro, I remember getting kicked out of one hotel. I was in elementary school. We was living at the Lodge on Beaufort Highway. We had
I've been over there.
You take the how we used to move. You just put everything like the bed right here. Put everything on the bed. Then tie that bitch up.
On it. Pack it up.
Pack it up, and then bro. So this girl I had a crush on, bro, and then my daddy was married to a white lady. And at the time, it was kind of weird. Now, it's all love. But at the time, it was weird. So when I got back to school, this girl the girl I had a crush on, she was like, I seen you walking down the street with some white people in a pile of blankets.
Imagine the feeling.
Bro, then what I said, bitch, we was moving.
like it was normal. Like it was normal because she like, what type of stuff y'all had going on?
Then she was like, you had the same clothes on you had on Friday. I was like, she ain't lied about that.
I ain't gonna lie, that used to be so humiliating just to let somebody know you living in a hotel.
Then my clothes smell like cigarette because my daddy smoked crack. He smoked crack, he smoked cigarette, bro. You go to school, everything smell like cigarettes, yo. Everything.
Guess what? I rode the short bus twice.
For real?
And that's why people get mad when I be like, man, I'm slow. You need to tell me to put one foot right here and then put the next one in front of that and keep doing that till you get here.
Yeah.
Because I rode the short again, to back that up, I can be like, I rode the short bus twice, but I be joking. But I did. I rode the short bus in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Because I was living in a hotel and it's out of district. You know what I'm saying? And the big bus ain't finna put. That's not one of the locations they can stop at. It's not one of the stops. Just like how a regular MARTA bus, it got stops. You know what I'm saying? Guess what?
I gotta
real
get
school
you
bus
involved with it every year, bro. So my little brother got killed trying to cross the street going to a hotel. Nicholas Butler. He died in 95. So what we do now, we have a Knicks play day, but we go to the hotels that we lived in, bro, and we just do like we give away bites, food, toys, clothes, whatever.
That's power. And guess what? That's so real. Cause guess what? When I went and got my permit the other day, my daddy just dropped me off. So I got my permit. I left, but he was going handling some business, some serious business. You know what I'm saying, so he was like, I think he was out this way. He was by Stone Mountain. You know what I'm saying, so he like, call your mom to come get you. I called her. She was in Snellville. You know what I'm saying, that's still a minute away. I was in Lawrenceville. So boom, I walked down the street to the mobile station, but my daddy wanted me to go to the racetrack because he was like, you can sit out in front of the racetrack. You know, he was trying. They really don't want me at no gas stations. Period. Like when my mama pulled up to get me, she's like, you need to stop with these gas stations. But anyway, guess what? I was scared to walk across the street because I was like, it's not no what you call it, and I don't want to jaywalk, and I done been hit by a car twice.
Yeah.
Walking.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, before I got locked up. So I was like, and then when I went in the mobile station, you know what I'm saying, I bought me something to drink. I'm listening to my music. I'm happy as hell. I just got my permit, and I thought it was gonna be super hard, and it was hard. It took me 2-3 days to get it.
Yeah.
Just dealing with the customer service and I had to study for the test and stuff too. But you know what I'm saying? So I was scared across the street, and I called my daddy after that. He like, well, he called me. I think he was like, you good? Where you at? Is your mama coming to get you? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was like, where you at? I'm at the mobile station, across the street from the racetrack. I was scared to cross the street though. He like, oh shit, no, just go ahead, take your time. You can go over there because you can sit in front of the racetrack. So I'm like, all right, bet. Hang up. I went and stood at the end of the street. I looked back and forth. Said, nope, not gonna do that. Went back and sat at the mobile station. Waiting for my mom to come get me.
And then wrong with that. All right, so you said at one point in time you was homeless.
Yeah.
Can you dive into that? And if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I will like, but that's like, I just feel like that's for another time to tell that whole story because I'm really going through some stuff right now with my family about the whole reason I went to prison and all of that type of stuff and whose fault it was and all this and that. It was all our fault, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't think I'm ready to tell that story right now.
We're all right with that. All right, so at some point in time.
But that's why I was robbing though, because I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nowhere to go. That's why I started robbing gas stations.
All right. At some point in time, you started doing hallucinogens. You started doing a bunch of stuff. How did that come about?
I just got an addicted personality. So whatever I do, I'm gonna do it to death. Gotcha. Like even when I was in prison and I stopped doing drugs, when I was behind the door on the tier, I stopped doing drugs for 2 years straight. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped doing meth. I stopped smoking K2.
So you didn't smoke meth and K2?
Nah, I have smoked meth one time or two.
Right.
I don't smoke meth out.
No, that's what I said.
But I smoked the K2. I smoked K2 on the street first when I was in middle school. But once I learned about what it do,
K2? And I know you probably see me as not an old nigga, and
you don't know what it is.
No, I mean I hear it all the time. I hear people talk about it. All
right, so boom. Boom. When I was in middle school, I was in 7th grade. Just like the CIA made LSD, they made acid. Okay. They were so upset with people smoking weed and using marijuana that they tried to make synthetic marijuana. Okay, now what synthetic means of a drug is, that means they looked at the chemical of that real drug, because like cocaine, crack, and heroin, all that is real drugs, because at the end of the day, regardless of the chemicals they added to it, it comes from the ground. It comes from a real plant. Okay, so that means they looked at that, they studied it, they analyzed it, and they made a copy of it. And it's synthetic. They made a fake version of it. That's what OxyContin is. It's synthetic heroin. It's fake heroin. So K2 is synthetic marijuana.
Okay.
Boom. They said, like, literally, this is when I looked it up on the street when I first did it. They made this so people stopped smoking real weed. But it backfired like everything that they do. It was too powerful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. But K2 is just the biggest brand that it was. Really, Spice was. You know what I'm saying? You used to be able to go to the smoke shop. The same way you can go into the store right now and buy some weed. You go in the smoke shop, they used to have these little colorful packs, they're about this big, with the little flower plants in it. It was not real weed, it's just herbs or celery or whatever the hell it was, and it's sprayed with the synthetic marijuana with a chemical. You know what I'm saying? Now that original chemical doesn't exist anymore. It's been outlawed, been banned. But like I said, you can look at the kind of chemical behind it was, the formula, whatever it is, however that works. People making copies, you know what I'm saying? They mixing it up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They changing it, making it different. As long as it gets you high, you know, it works. It's still synthetic marijuana. But in the chain gang, Youngboy and Kodak Black rap about smoking K2, so that's why it's so known now. That's why people call it K2. So boom, I smoked it in middle school. When I first smoked it, it was the highest I'd ever been. I smoked it with two of my partners and they daddy.
No, you good.
So when I went into the bathroom, my partner was getting his haircut, and I was like, bro, is all y'all as high as me? And so he was like, man, he not smoking with us no more. But I continued to smoke it. And then I read a story about this white boy. I Googled it because when I was on the street, I always look up whatever drug I do.
Mm-hmm.
I always Google it. Like, I never did meth on the street, but the reason why I tried it in chain gang because I already knew what it was and what it did to your brain or whatever and its effects. So I tried it. But the K2, when I first smoked on the street, you know what I'm saying? I need to look this up because I just started smoking this and it's the highest I ever been in my life. But it only lasts 30 minutes. That's what people don't tell you. Like, it's not gonna last long.
Okay.
But it's gonna put you to sleep. So boom, I looked it up and there's a story on Google about 2 white boys driving down the street and they smoking K2 out of a bowl, which you're not supposed to do. You were supposed to roll it up and hit it a couple times and put it out. And don't
the
hit
bowl
no
is a crack pipe, ain't it?
Nah, well, a bong, not a bowl, a bong. So they were smoking out of a bong.
Right.
So he said the man got down, he just blacked out. He went to banging his head on the windshield to the windshield crack, blood run down his face. He snapped that cane too, looked at his friend and said, "Damn, bro, what happened to your window?" I never smoked it again until I went to prison. In 2019, I had to tell her, and I don't know what made me want to try it. But like I just said, I just had an addictive personality, and I'm used to getting high on acid, you know what I'm saying, and other psychedelics, I'm shrooms. So I'm just used to going to that ethereal, you know what I'm saying, that's next level. That's what I was used to doing. And
all right, so after you get your time, how long do you stay in the county before they ship you off?
11 months. Oh no, I got sentenced in February. I left in April.
Okay. And when you get shipped off in April, what camp do you go to? Or what diagnosis do you go to?
Jackson.
What year is this?
2017.
2017 at Jackson?
Fresh in the game. Yeah, I was on the bull stuff. F house, locked down all day.
Walk us through it.
And I used to buck going in the room. I used to beef with, it was an officer there, he was supposedly GD. And me and him used to like down there fight.
You say the officer was GD?
Yeah. And we used to down there fight. Like one time, he didn't feed me and my roommate. And my roommate was a blood, he was sex, money, murder. Like,
yeah. And
he's from Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah.
And the man lift his shirt up, he got YSL tattoo right here.
Right.
Like original. Like, if you understand any of that, who Young Thug is and what just happened, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you don't even play with them folks. Yeah. But he was trying to change his life and stuff. But he was locked up for armed robbery too. And he had just got 30 years. And he had a wife and 2 kids. And this man didn't feed us because he was beefing with me. But God is good. It was during the month of Ramadan. And for some reason, they popped our door to let us out for Ramadan. And neither one of us was Muslim. But I think that man just knew, like, you didn't feed them boys. You can't play like that. Ain't no telling what happens. And you affiliated. Yeah. Police affiliated. Ain't no telling what happened. Them 2 bloods in that room. You shouldn't do that. Even though bro wasn't claiming it no more though, but he still was affiliated though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. How long?
Well, let me continue one more thing about that. My big homie who lined me up in the county jail.
Yeah.
They moved this nigga in the room next to me. F house at when I'm going through diagnostics. And that's the same person who from the street told the folks to kill me.
Keep talking.
Yeah, so like when I went through Jackson, my mind most definitely was gone. I was 19 years old, so I was doing everything I was being told to do and everything I was being showed to do. Like plain and simple. I was gangbanging, I was set tripping, you know what I'm saying? And I was beefing with the police. Like that was my main thing. That's why I got so many disciplinary reports and stuff. I was beefing with the police.
What was your first run in at Jackson?
My first what?
Run in.
As far as like some physical altercation, it was me, a Pyru homie, and I forgot what the other nigga was. We was coming out the child, and there was 2 white boys. There was Ghostface. Which I don't know if you know about that gang. It's a white.
Tell me about Ghostface.
It started off as a white supremacist gang. It started in the Cobb County Jail. All right. Now they even saying they let black members in, but now at this point, like they're not even acknowledged or recognized or respected in the Georgia Department of Corrections. Okay. But at one point, when I went through Jackson, they definitely doing the handshake, piecing each other up, moving in formation, militant, and so popping off.
Was a real thing.
Man, Ghostface and Bloods went to war for years. Bodies didn't happen behind this.
So you saying there was a white gang that the whole gang one of them white boys?
Yes. Just like you, Aryan Brotherhood and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghostface gang started.
All right. So you and some of your people get into it with
we came out the child. But the reason we got into it was because the white boy was accused of doing something to one of my homies' female people, like family relatives. So he wasn't doing no talking. Like he seen him with like, oh, BA crack boy, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? And the white boy responded disrespectfully because he was with one of his members. And we popped on him right there in the hallway. And we didn't get locked down or nothing. We did that right there in the hallway. And we ain't stabbed him or nothing because we had no knife. We beat him up though and went back to that house.
All right. When you got to Jackson, who was the who had the numbers?
Everybody.
For real?
Man, you go to Big Yard, dog. Man, that stuff is like, I don't know how many people in the dorm. I think it's like 250 or something like that. So guess what? All of the Bloods right here, all of the gangsters right here, all the Crips right here, all the Ghostface right here. I don't think back then. It wasn't no Mexicans in there. Nah.
No Serenos, no.
Not in the F house where I was at. No, okay. I don't remember seeing no Mexicans. But the Muslims, they probably was like, they wasn't as deep. But I used to go to Juma just to get out the dorm. And I was back then.
You wasn't a Muslim, but you would just use it to get out the dorm. Yeah.
But you got to think about it. You got people that's on the street. There's no such thing. And, all right, in Georgia Department of Corrections, being a Muslim, it's a gang. I don't care what. They're not going to say that to you, but they say it like it's a gang, brother. You know what I'm saying? They move the same way. They pop the same way. You know what I'm saying? They doing the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? They moving like that. You know what I'm saying? Islam means peace. So if you're doing anything outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying? You're a gang, bro.
Gotcha.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm not complaining or saying they wrong because they might have to be like that way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that probably was like the least number. But Juma most definitely was serious and like they definitely was in there thick, and they most definitely was like nobody doing nothing to our 1 hour brother. So you know what I'm saying?
All right. When was the first time that you realized that Jackson was slightly off the chain?
I already knew going.
You already knew what was going on.
Yeah, like when I first came to jail, I didn't know the difference between jail and prison. And then nigga told me about prison, and then it played back in my mind like, damn, that's what you be seeing in the movies. You don't see no county jail in the movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, my homie was telling my homie who convinced me to become blood again when I never really was official, but I've been claiming it. I was like, okay, I had a type of ideal. And then you hear about, like I said, Big Worm who told me I need to take my plea. You know what I'm saying? He had a phone, but he ain't bring it with him. But, he had a phone down the road, so he telling me about how, we get the pack, you know what I'm saying, bust down, and then in Gwinnett County, they sell cigarettes. So the way to get some money is you smuggle some cigarettes back with you to what you call it, the chain gang. Put in notepad, legal work, you know what I'm saying? You put it in there and use toothpaste to glue it together in between the paper. You know what I'm saying? Take it and compress it, you know what I'm saying? And take it in your property to chain gang with you so you can sell the cigarettes. Especially at Jackson, you're going to make a lot of money off cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So I was already prepared. My mind was already like that. And I was saying that they was going to be like that. The worst part about Jackson, the most traumatizing thing about Jackson was the police. They're not playing with you, period. Man, no folks. Shout out my boy Lama. He was standing in front, and I said that name for a reason, but he was standing in front of me in line, and my pants was too small. So the people thought I was sagging. I was fat when I first came. So they thought I was the man. They had one officer named the Hands of God. That's what they called him, man. I don't know if he still worked there. They called him the Hands of God.
Why they call him the Hands of God?
Because he gonna slap the shit. He gonna slap you to your knees. But I never got hit or nothing. But the one thing, altercation I did go through, they thought my pants, I thought I was trying to sag. So like, man, you need to pull them pants up. Man, listen, I'm 285 pounds. One officer, another officer grabbed one side of my pants here, another side of my pants here, and lift me straight up in the air. I'm almost touching the stomach like this. Just because they thought I was sagging in the line, standing in the line waiting to try that I was sagging.
How long do you stay at Jackson?
2 months.
You stayed 2 months.
And I got my GED too.
At Jackson?
With college credit on my language arts part. So
that means you was already GED ready when you took it.
I started going they kicked me out of school when I was 15. I don't know how I was ready. And when I was going to GED prep classes at Gwinnett Tech, I never went. I used to go up there, meet up with my partner and get high. But it's just, see that people, I don't know if I'm right about this, but people say, I think being smart, being intelligent is one thing. I think being smart is having, you know what I'm saying, when I say that, preconceived knowledge or whatever, like you just have enough knowledge, you're wise, whatever, stuff. I think I'm intelligent, which I think is you're a fast learner. Like it doesn't take fast. It doesn't take long for you to pick up on it.
Right.
So like Go in there, take the standardized test. They show you this is all the stuff you don't know. Okay, we need to work on this. All right, I learned it right quick. I took my test, you know what I'm saying? All right, we're here. Let's keep going. It was that easy.
What camp do you go to when you leave Jackson?
Coffee Correctional Center. I think that's what it was called.
Correctional Institution.
Yeah, correct. CCI, yeah.
What is coffee looking like at the time?
When I came in the dorm, they put me in the room with a dude from Savannah who was a civilian.
Mm-hmm.
I was blood though. He did not want me in the room with him.
Let's back up. What is life like for a civilian in Chain Gang nowadays? I mean,
horrible.
What you mean?
Unless you are older and a Christian and read books all the time and already got financial situation where your folks send you money and make sure you're straight and you just be very quiet like I'm out, stay out the way. Yeah, somebody's gonna come and try to terrorize you and get something out of you and do something to you.
Simple as that.
I was a civilian for the past, since 2020, for the past 5 years in my bid, 6 years technically. Horrible experience. Especially, but even more so because I used to be in the gang and niggas knew I used to be in the gang and I'm around these same members. That was horrible. But like I said, that's another story.
Okay.
Yeah, civilian in prison, you definitely got to be, like I said, quiet like a mouse, mind your business. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like God not gonna let nothing happen to nobody who ain't, you know what I'm saying, did nothing real bad. If you ain't just reap what you sowing or you ain't on no bad stuff. I don't
know, bro. I done seen some stuff go crazy.
Yeah, that's true. But for the most part though, yeah, if you stay out the way, you'll be straight. But you can't be put into situations. Yeah. It's 50-50.
Got you.
But I ain't even gonna say it's 50-50. It's 50-50 if you doing all the way the right thing.
Right. But if you're I ain't gonna say a YN, but if you young, you 19, 20 years old and you're a civilian and you're gonna go through that.
The gang finna try to get you off the muscle. If you a young person coming in there, oh yeah, they own you.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it's and it depends whoever you liken to, if the GDs, if you moving like a GD, if you moving like a blood, if you moving like a Crip, you know what I'm saying? If you moving like a Muslim even, yeah, they're coming for you.
When you say moving like, what that mean?
See, that's what's so crazy. And then I'm gonna tell you this: when I first got the coffee, like I said, moved in the room with one dude, but then they ended up moving to another room. There was a brother in there. He used to be blood, but he was Muslim. But when they first took me to the room, and they was like, "Oh yeah, this your room," and I seen him. I looked at his tattoos and I looked at his form and how he was, and I was like, "This must be a dog. This must be blood. He must be a blood." When I found out,
so you saying you can look at a nigga and tell what he is?
I feel like that. A lot of people hate that I say that, and they don't feel like that. But I just like I said earlier about Africa and tribalism.
Yeah.
You got certain people that's just, you know what I'm saying? Man, you just got certain people, they fit the character. They fit the character. Bloods call themselves dogs.
Right.
They don't tuck their tail. You know what I'm saying? They lap the water, drink the water, they eat. You know what I'm saying? GDs, they the mob, they businessmen, all about the mafia. It's straight business. They calculated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Business, no emotion.
Yeah.
The order gets sent, we handling business. That's it. Crips, they're crabs. You know what I'm saying? They're crabs. You know what I'm saying? They petty. You know what I'm saying? They got them. You know what I'm saying? They'll eat you too though. You know what I'm saying? They'll bite you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll cut you. You know what I'm saying? They'll scratch you. You know what I'm saying? Muslims, they peacekeepers. They peacekeepers, but they steppers. And they feel slighted easily. You can because they feel they at a disadvantage. They feel like they ain't looked at as respected. They don't feel respected. So they're trying to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? They got Napoleon syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
What about Goodfellas?
Don't play with them. They ready to die. They gonna die every time. They don't care nothing about nothing.
I keep hearing that.
They don't care nothing about nothing. You cannot be no member of them folks, period. They don't care nothing about nothing. They gonna go. They already know when they signing up. You better be ready to die for this. And it's 90% chance you're gonna die for this. So they at the beginning at that time they gonna make up 100% of their mind. I'm dying for this every day. Ain't no family,
bro,
ain't no mama, ain't no daddy. It's the mob. Ain't nothing, nothing else.
Politicians on this couch. I have had Bloods, Crip, GD. I done had a GD and a Blood. I done had a Blood and a Crip at the same time. Everybody say the same thing about them folks, man.
That's why I respect them folks. I respect them folks. Well, you know why? Because at the end of the day, we all wrong for living in this state and banging somebody else's stuff and taking up somebody else's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Them folks created their own game. They paved their own way. And when rappers come to the city, I promise you they paying homage and checking in and paying. They're paying if they not no member of them folks. Because at the end of the day, bro, in Atlanta, it's most definitely like, that's why they say mob ties. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can talk about Marlo. We can talk about Lil Baby. We can talk about Thug. We can talk about Future. We can talk about Long Live Scooter, Long Live Trouble, Long Live Rich Homie. Like, all these people that have mob ties, or
the
mob is the reason. Most definitely. Ain't nothing moving without them. I hate to say it. Ain't nothing moving without them folks. Ain't nothing moving in Black Hollywood.
I'm gonna ask a question because you made me think about something.
And guess what? In the chain gang, they're not that powerful. They're not deep. Like, their numbers are not deep. But just people know when you deal with them and when they come,
they like
nobody really ready to die for real. Like, nobody, people care about
Monday,
it.
People,
people have priorities. People have things they want to do.
Even
if you don't have like a long distance dream and goal, you at least want to wake up tomorrow and you at least want to eat tonight. You at least want to have dinner. You at least want to get some pussy, like talk to your girl, talk to your kids. No, it's not none of that. Like it's get money and make the mob better, make the mob bigger, make the mob better. Like, that's it. And even Bloods and Crips and all them folks who in the city who already had joined them gangs, they still want to be the mob, and they still plugged in with the mob. They got mob ties. They call the mob to handle their business. And as far as being inside Black Hollywood, being in the city of Atlanta, maybe when they go out west and when they go to New York or wherever and they get with the other people, they might switch it up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And don't be worried about it, and they can move how they want to, and they the big boss, and they the man in Atlanta, bro. GF the mob, you were finna check in with the Dons, with the capos.
And it's just that simple.
Hey man, and what I told you earlier, we all emulating the mafia.